What prices will be in 2023 for real estate in Israel? Keep track of all current options lease, both long-term for a year and short-term for a month. And yet these prices are cheaper than hotel anyway. Therefore, this information will be useful. It's no secret that since the spring of 22 years in Israel there was an unprecedented wave of repatriation associated with certain events. And this is reflected in the demand. Accordingly, demand exceeded supply, which led to a certain shortage of housing stock. The shortage dictated prices in the housing market and they began to rise. Even when renting housing by the day, there has been a tendency to rise in prices. The global crisis also affected Israel. This was reflected in the fact that the Bank of Israel slowly but steadily and often raises interest rate on loans. This, of course, affects the monthly payments of mashkents, loans for housing, which inevitably leads to higher prices. Landlords raise rental prices. The price of water is rising. And it's not a raise by 1-2%. It all depends on the region. In some regions, the rise reaches 10%. Electricity will also grow by 10-15%. If we talk specifically about prices for an expensive housing from 2,200-3,000 shekels per month, then prices have increased by up to 20%, depending on the region and configuration. Every two-room apartment with an annual renovation is asked from 25,000 to 30,000 shekels as per renovated apartments and prices for them. Yes, if we take the 3 rooms, 4 rooms, then we can, for example, Facebook often see what the apartment is on there and they can easily post 40,000. Offered freshly refurbished new plumbing, with cool branded kitchen, with appliances in the kitchen. And we often see in the comments that many people, especially who live on odor, very strongly resent. They say that such an apartment can actually be removed the size of the same location for, and sometimes almost for 2,000. Perhaps it is, but the problem is that there are no apartments with a similar quality of repair. Therefore the owner already at the stage of completion of the repair begins to offer it to realtors. At the same time, he sets the highest possible price, somewhere, for example. And he waits for a month. If the apartment does not go for this money, then he will slightly reduce the cost, and will continue to look for offers. But practice shows that these apartments are taken away. Tenants really know that they are overpaying, and most of them say that they are ready to pay if only the apartment corresponded to some quality. Another question is that for this price you can rent an apartment in a new house, but it will not be repaired, just the walls are just a kitchen and it's just empty. That is, again, each looks at what he has in priority, then what he likes, he basically takes, and what he has enough money for. So how much will it cost housing at the beginning of 23 years? So let's break this down into 1 room, 2 room small apartments, renovated, furnished and etc. for families of 2 or 3 or more. So 1 room studios or fully furnished refurbished for 1 person will cost an average of 1,900 to 2,100 shekels including all utilities payments. Now, as for 1.5 to 2 rooms, the average price will vary from 2, sometimes even, depending on the configuration, repair and size of such apartments themselves. Now, with regard to apartments from 2.5 to 3 rooms for a family of 3-4 people. Here prices range from 2,600, 2,700 to 3,500 and a little bit more depending on the area and again the very state of the so-called these apartments. A good apartment will cost you up to 4,000 not including all utility bills. At the same time, it must be taken into account that it will be really good area, nice apartment, fresh house, and maybe even a new one. In this case, the owners will demand guarantees and guarantors. In addition, the issuance of bank checks for the year ahead. Such a review and price guides are, of course, rather relative, but approximately this is what awaits you. When you come here, you will see exactly these prices. If you have good English or someone can help you with Hebrew, then this is the best option for you in search apartments. I hope this video it was useful for all of us, both for you and for me. Regarding the fact that I was able to remember how to do it. Content like you noticed on this channel starts appear more and more frequently. Therefore support me with your likes, subscribe to write comments.